Imagine spending 3 days saying only good things to yourself. No harsh self-criticism, no doubts, no limiting thoughts, just words that lift you up and help you grow. Are you up for this challenge? What you say during these days can shift your mindset, change how you see yourself, and improve your life. When you treat yourself well, you open doors to success, inner peace, and fulfillment. This challenge can change everything. If you want to see real improvements, stick with me until the end. Change starts today, and it all depends on what you tell yourself. Before moving forward, commit to this transformation. Write in the comments, "Today, I become my best self." This isn't just a bunch of words, it's a promise to grow. Make it your truth and get ready to transform from the inside out. Lesson 1. Change starts with 3 days of full dedication. It's not about luck or talent, it's about focus. If you truly want to rewire your mind, you must commit to this process. Epictetus said that progress comes from effort and discipline. If you dedicate these 3 days to focusing your thoughts on what you really want, you'll be laying the foundation for real change. Your brain is most open to new ideas in the morning, afternoon, and night. These moments are special because your mind is more ready to absorb information. In the morning, right after waking up, your mind is still free from distractions. In the afternoon, when you're active, the connection between thought and action grows stronger. At night, before sleeping, your brain deeply processes everything. Marcus Aurelius did this by reflecting on his day and preparing for the next one. To make these affirmations more powerful, you need to feel them, visualize them, and live them. The Stoics didn't just talk about virtue, they practiced it. Repeating something with intention turns a thought into a belief, and then into reality. As soon as you wake up, put your hand on your chest and declare who you want to be. Instead of saying, "I want to be disciplined," say, "I am disciplined." Instead of, "I want to be more confident," say, "I trust myself." Your brain doesn't distinguish between imagination and reality. The more you repeat these affirmations with belief, the faster you'll see changes in your behavior. Cicero said that luck happens when preparation meets opportunity, and that preparation starts with how you think. Throughout the day, connect your affirmations to movement. Walk with confidence, take deep breaths, and feel your transformation. Don't just say words, turn them into action. The Stoics taught that virtue is in what you do. Every step you take, every choice you make, every moment you act instead of delaying, strengthens the identity you're building. You are not what you say, you are what you do repeatedly. At night, reflect on your progress and set your mindset for the next day. Don't go to sleep with worries or negative thoughts. Your last thoughts of the day shape your mind when you wake up. Marcus Aurelius reviewed his actions every night and mentally prepared for the next day. If you do the same, you'll see your mindset grow stronger. 3 days of full focus can start real change, not because they're magical, but because what you repeat with purpose becomes a habit. And once a habit is formed, transformation is unstoppable. Epictetus taught that excellence is a habit, not a one-time action. If you take control of your thoughts and direct them with purpose, you'll be on the path to becoming who you want to be. Don't underestimate the power of these 3 days. This isn't just a temporary challenge, it's the beginning of a new mindset. Don't wait until you feel ready. Just start. Don't let doubt win. Your brain will believe what you repeat with conviction. Your life is shaped by the thoughts you feed it every day. If you shift your mind, your reality will shift with it. Lesson 2. Now, let's talk about your inner voice. The way you talk to yourself shapes your reality. That voice inside your head builds your life. Every thought is a brick in that construction. If your thoughts are full of doubt and complaints, that will show in your daily life. But if you learn to speak to yourself with confidence and clarity, you'll start to change how you act and see the world. Marcus Aurelius understood this and said, "The quality of our lives depends on the quality of our thoughts." You can't expect an amazing life if you fill your mind with words of failure. Every thought triggers reactions in your body. Science has proven that what we think affects how we feel and ultimately how we act. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not capable, your brain will reinforce that idea until it feels like the truth. The mind looks for proof of what it believes. If you feed it negativity, everything you do will be influenced by that outlook. Epictetus said, "It's not events that affect us, but how we interpret them." If you see every challenge as a sign that you should give up, you'll quit before you even start. But if you change your inner dialogue, you'll realize you can handle anything. This impacts your daily life. If you wake up thinking, Today is going to be hard. Your brain triggers stress before anything bad even happens. Your body tenses up, your mood drops, and your focus weakens. This isn't magic, it's biology. Your mind prepares for what it expects. That's why you must learn to use your inner voice to your advantage. Tell yourself you're ready, that you can handle any challenge, that you're growing every day. Turn your inner voice into your greatest ally, and you'll see your life transform alongside it. But the same happens in the opposite direction. If when you wake up you choose to tell yourself today is full of opportunities, your brain will trigger more positive emotions. You'll feel more open and more confident. The Stoics applied this principle every day. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Reflections to reinforce his own philosophy, to remind himself how he wanted to react to life. He didn't leave his mind to chance, but took control of his own narrative. You can do the same. Change the way you talk to yourself. Don't let automatic thoughts define your mindset. Question every negative thought. Ask yourself, is this completely true or just a passing perspective? Most of the time you'll realize it's just a thinking habit, not an absolute truth. The key is to train your mind to lead it instead of being led by it. It's not enough to just repeat empty phrases. You need to feel them and believe in them. If every day you say, I'm ready to succeed, I face every challenge with courage, my mind is strong and resilient, little by little, you'll start acting according to these ideas. Your self-talk shouldn't be a burden, but your greatest ally. Cicero said that the worst punishment is a mind that torments itself. Don't let that happen to you. When a challenge arises, instead of thinking, I can't do this, say, I can learn how to do this. If something goes wrong, instead of saying, I'm a failure, say, this is a chance to improve. Small word changes lead to big results. Your self-talk can be your biggest obstacle or your best resource. You decide whether to use it to grow or to limit yourself. Thoughts aren't just fleeting ideas. They're commands your brain follows. If you send messages of weakness, it will respond with insecurity. If you send messages of confidence and determination, it will act with strength. You can't allow yourself to speak in a way that brings you down. Treat yourself as you would someone you admire and want to see succeed. Be your own mentor, your guide, your greatest encourager. Every day you have a choice in how you communicate with yourself, and that choice shapes your life. You can't control everything that happens around you, but you can control how your mind interprets events. And by doing that, little by little, you'll change not just your mindset, but your reality. Lesson 3. Your brain doesn't distinguish between thought and reality. To it, imagining something and actually experiencing it can have the same effect. If you constantly think about failure, fear, or limitations, your mind reacts as if you're actually facing those situations, causing stress and anxiety. But if you train your brain to focus on success, discipline, and strength, it will start acting as if those qualities are already part of you. Marcus Aurelius understood this when he wrote that our life is shaped by our thoughts. If you control what you think, you control your path. Research shows that the same brain circuits are activated when imagining something as when actually experiencing it. This isn't just a metaphor, it's a scientific fact. If your mind recreates a situation in detail, your body reacts as if it's happening. This explains why thoughts of fear or doubt can trigger physical reactions like sweating, muscle tension, or even paralysis. The danger may not be real, but your brain processes it as if it is. Epictetus said that what bothers us isn't what happens, but how we interpret events. This idea acts as a filter that shapes our view of the world. Olympic athletes have used this principle for years. Studies show they can improve their performance just by mentally visualizing their routines, without physically performing the movements. Their brains train the same neural patterns as if they were actually competing. They aren't deceiving themselves. They're preparing their minds and bodies to perform when the time comes. The same applies to any area of life. If you see yourself as a disciplined, determined, and successful person, you'll start behaving that way. But if you see yourself as weak or incapable, your brain will reinforce that belief. The key is to train your mind as seriously as you train your body. Wanting to change isn't enough. You must clearly visualize what you want to achieve. It's not enough to imagine success vaguely. You need to feel it, live it mentally with as much detail as possible. If you want to develop discipline, imagine how a disciplined person behaves. If you want to overcome a fear, visualize yourself facing it with courage. This isn't a superficial exercise, but a powerful method to reprogram how you think and respond to life. Every day before distractions take over, take a few minutes to picture yourself achieving your goal, not as a distant dream, but as something real. Imagine your feelings, your actions, your confident posture. Feel the satisfaction of getting there. If you train your brain to process these images as real, it will start aligning your thoughts and actions with that vision. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Understand this, and you'll find strength." That power starts with how you choose to think. It's not just blind optimism or self-deception, but a process of mental training. If you fill your mind with images of success and overcoming challenges, those are the directions your brain will follow. But if you let fear, doubt, and negativity take over, you'll be training your mind to fail before you even try. Cicero said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Often, it's the fear of failure that holds us back, not failure itself. If you change your thinking, you change your life. Take control of your mind before the world does it for you. If you want to transform your life, start by changing how you see yourself. Picture your success. Live in your mind the life you want before it actually happens. And when the time comes to take action, your brain will already be prepared to carry out what it has practiced. The difference between people who achieve their goals and those who don't isn't luck or talent. It's the ability to prepare their minds for success before it even arrives. Lesson 4. Most people live on autopilot. Most people go through life on autopilot, repeating the same thoughts and habits every day, which leads to the same results. They don't realize that their lives don't change because their minds are stuck in old patterns. Marcus Aurelius said, "Happiness depends on the quality of our thoughts." If you always think the same way, you'll feel the same emotions and act the same way, making your future nothing more than a copy of your past. To create change, you first need to change the way you think. Our brains process thousands of thoughts daily, and most of them are just repetitions from the day before. This creates a fixed identity, a story we tell ourselves and believe to be the only possible reality. Epictetus taught that it's not what happens that affects us, but how we interpret it. If you always tell yourself, "I'm not good at business," you'll avoid risks and reject opportunities, reinforcing that belief. Your life is shaped by how you train your mind to see the world. This applies to every area of life. If you think, "I have no self-discipline," your actions will reflect that belief. If you believe, "I'm bad at public speaking," you'll feel anxious whenever the opportunity arises. But these aren't absolute truths. They're just stories repeated so many times that they seem real. To change, you have to challenge these thoughts and create new ones. Ask yourself, is this really true? Or is it just something I've told myself so often that I believe it? Many times you'll realize it's just a mental habit. If you start telling yourself, "I'm disciplined," or "I can get better at this," your mind will gradually adapt to this new way of thinking. It's not magic. It's a natural process in the brain, which reorganizes itself as you introduce new thought patterns. The Stoics understood that the first step to self-mastery is taking control of your mind. Cicero said, "We don't lack time, we waste too much of it. And the worst way to waste it is by letting your mind be trapped in automatic, limiting thoughts." Regaining control of your mind isn't easy because you've spent years letting it run on autopilot. But each time you consciously choose a thought instead of letting yourself be carried away by old patterns, you take back power over your life. This isn't about forcing empty optimism. It's about training yourself to recognize which thoughts strengthen you and which ones hold you back. When facing a problem, if you think, "This is too hard," your mind shuts down. But if you ask, "How can I solve this?" your brain will look for solutions. You can't expect real change if you keep feeding your mind the same old beliefs. Epictetus practiced this principle by writing down his thoughts daily, training his mind to think in a new way. Lesson 5. Your beliefs shape your future. The beliefs you hold about yourself define your life, not because they're absolute truths, but because your mind follows them. Repeated thoughts turn into habits. Epictetus said people aren't affected by events, but by the meaning they give to them. If you see a challenge as something impossible, you'll freeze. But if you see it as a learning experience, your mind will search for solutions instead of excuses. Neuroscience shows that the brain is flexible and can create new connections when exposed to new ways of thinking. Marcus Aurelius strengthened his beliefs by writing them down daily, training his mind. If you feed your brain thoughts of growth, they become your reality. If you always say, "I'm bad with money," Your brain builds an identity around that idea and avoids situations that could change it. This applies to any part of life. If you repeat, "I'm not disciplined," you'll act in an unorganized way. If you say, "I'm not social," you'll avoid situations that could help you improve. But you can rewrite these beliefs. Instead of saying, "I'm bad with money," say, "I'm learning to manage it better." At first, it may feel unnatural, but with repetition, your brain will accept this new reality. Cicero said we should keep learning how to live for as long as we are alive. You're not stuck in one version of yourself. You can reinvent yourself every day. Change doesn't happen through random wishes, but through intention and repetition. Every thought strengthens a pathway in your brain. If you repeat ideas of growth, they become part of your identity. Discipline and confidence aren't gifts. They are the result of thoughts that build your self-assurance. What you think today shapes who you'll be tomorrow. The Stoics knew that the mind needs to be trained just like the body. You don't leave your physical health to chance, so why would you do that with your mind? Epictetus said no one is truly free unless they have control over themselves. That self-mastery begins with what you think and tell yourself every day. If you keep believing old ideas that limit you, you'll stay stuck in the same place. But if you consciously choose which thoughts to feed, you'll be creating a path toward the life you want. Changing a belief doesn't happen overnight. You have to reinforce it with actions. If you say, "I'm disciplined," you need to act in a disciplined way. If you want to learn something new, you must expose yourself to experiences that help you grow. The difference between those who achieve their goals and those who stay stuck. The key difference between people who reach their goals and those who don't isn't luck. It's the thoughts they choose to hold on to. If you don't take control of your mind, the world will do it for you. Stop repeating ideas that don't help you just because you're used to them. Every day is a new chance to build a mindset that makes you stronger instead of holding you back. Your past doesn't define who you are. What you think and believe is what shapes your future. Choose wisely the stories you tell yourself. Lesson 6. How mornings shape your transformation. The first words you say when you wake up aren't just random phrases. They're direct commands to your mind. In the first few minutes of the day, your brain is more open, like a blank canvas. Marcus Aurelius wrote that every new day is an opportunity to act with purpose and integrity. If your first reaction when waking up is to complain, you're already setting your mind in a negative direction. Science confirms what the Stoics already knew. Your brain reorganizes itself overnight, and when you wake up, it's ready to be reprogrammed. If your first thought of the day is, "Today will be hard," your mind will look for reasons to prove that right. But if you say, "Today is full of opportunities," you'll start noticing solutions and possibilities. The Stoics taught that what really matters isn't what happens, but how you interpret it. If you wake up already thinking about failure, your whole day will be influenced by that mindset. But if you choose a growth-oriented attitude, even challenges will feel like opportunities. Epictetus said that it's not the event itself that affects you, but how you react to it. And that reaction starts the moment you open your eyes. Your body also responds to this. If you wake up saying, "I'm ready for the day," your posture improves, your breathing deepens, and your brain gets into action mode. But if you sigh and think, "Another tough day," your body tenses up, and everything feels more exhausting. What you tell yourself directly impacts your energy and motivation. Mornings set the foundation for your transformation. You can't control everything that happens in your day, but you can decide how you'll face it. Marcus Aurelius wrote his reflections every morning, reminding himself that life would bring challenges, but that he should meet them with courage. You can do the same. Instead of starting your day with complaints or excuses, start with words that put you on the right path. Lesson 7. How your thoughts affect your health. What you think has a direct impact on your body. Thoughts aren't just ideas. They're signals your brain sends to the rest of your system. Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts." If your mind is full of stress and worries, your body reacts as if it's in danger, releasing hormones that drain your energy. But if you train your mind to focus on what's positive, your body responds with balance and well-being. Science backs this up. Fear and anxiety trigger the release of cortisol and adrenaline, the stress hormones. This leads to muscle tension, a faster heartbeat, and a constant state of alert. When this happens too often, your body wears out, your immune system weakens, and health problems appear. As Seneca said, "We suffer more in our imagination than in reality." Many of our worries never actually happen, but our bodies react as if they are real. On the other hand, thoughts of gratitude and resilience boost dopamine and serotonin, the happiness hormones. These improve your mood, increase energy levels, and strengthen your immune system. Epictetus taught that real wealth isn't about what you own, but about appreciating what you already have. Gratitude isn't just a nice idea. It's a biological tool that helps keep your mind and body healthy. If someone spends all their time focusing on the negative, their body reflects that. Constant fatigue, headaches, shallow breathing. This happens because the body stays in a state of tension, as if it's always fighting something. But when the mind learns to look for the positive, the body responds with more energy and balance. What you choose to think affects your health, your energy, and the way you see life. Choose thoughts that make you stronger. The difference between a mindset that empowers you and one that weakens you is in the thoughts you repeat before you sleep. Take a moment to think about 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big, just something good from your day. A great conversation, a small step forward in your goals, or simply having your health. This habit calms your mind, releases feel-good hormones, and prepares your body for a restful sleep. Marcus Aurelius wrote every night about his day, not to complain, but to reflect and build his character. If you do the same, you'll notice changes in your mental and physical state. Your mind is a powerful tool, but only if you learn how to use it in your favor. Don't let negative thoughts take control. Whenever you feel anxious, ask yourself, does this thought make me stronger or weaker? If it doesn't help you, replace it with one that does. This isn't about ignoring reality. It's about training your brain to respond wisely instead of reacting out of fear. Your body follows your mind. Thoughts of strength increase your energy, and gratitude brings balance. Taking charge of your thoughts instead of being controlled by them is a key step toward becoming your best self. Don't let your mind work against you. The power to transform is in your hands. Lesson 8. Real change happens when you let go of the past. True transformation happens when you decide to leave the past behind. You can't build something new while holding on to emotions and habits that no longer serve you. Marcus Aurelius said, "If something hurts you, it's not the event itself that causes pain, but the way you view it." In other words, you can't change what has already happened, but you can change how you relate to the past. If you stay stuck in past experiences, you end up repeating the same cycles. The brain is always evolving, but only if we allow new thoughts and experiences. When you keep replaying disappointments or failures, you reinforce those memories, making them even more present in your mind and body. Letting go of the past, Epictetus taught that we don't have control over what happens, but we can always choose how we respond. If you see the past as a burden, it will keep weighing you down. For example, someone who has been betrayed might live in constant fear of it happening again. Even when new opportunities appear, their mind stays trapped in fear, attracting complicated relationships and reacting with distrust. This doesn't happen because the present is the same as the past, but because their mind is still stuck in what already happened. Freeing yourself from the past takes discipline. It doesn't mean ignoring it, but deciding that it won't control you anymore. When bad memories come up, remind yourself, I choose to move forward. Your mind needs new directions to change, and that happens through new thoughts and actions. Stoicism teaches that real strength comes from how we handle what we've been through. Seneca said, "It's not what happens that matters, but how we interpret it." If you see the past as an obstacle, it will keep holding you back. But if you view it as a lesson, you can move on without that weight. You are not your past mistakes or pain. You are who you choose to be now. If you stay stuck in what's already gone, you miss the chance to build something new. Focus on the present because that's where your actions make a difference. If you want a new story, stop repeating the old chapters. Change isn't a one-time event. It's a daily decision. Every time the past tries to pull you back, remember that you can let it go. If a thought brings up an old wound, shift your focus to the present. Life isn't holding you back. You're the one holding on. Let go of the past, and you'll see that when you stop looking behind, the path ahead becomes clearer. Simple affirmations to shift your mindset and well-being. Here are a few powerful phrases you can repeat daily to strengthen your mind and improve your well-being. 1. I am in charge of my emotions. Emotions are a natural part of life, but what really matters is how we handle them. Stoicism teaches us that we should manage our emotions instead of letting them control us. Everyone feels anger, sadness, or frustration during tough times, but we get to decide how we react. The Stoics remind us to observe our emotions, understand that they don't have to control us, and choose how to respond. Science supports this. Emotional intelligence, which means recognizing and managing emotions, is linked to resilience and success. People who master this skill handle stress better and achieve more in life. By practicing emotional control, we learn to stay calm even in the most difficult situations. Imagine someone facing a stressful moment at work. If they don't manage their emotions, they might react impulsively and make things worse. But if they pause, take a deep breath, and think before acting, they'll make better decisions. This is what it means to live with reason, to choose your actions wisely instead of being controlled by emotions. This way, we keep our inner peace and navigate life with more clarity and balance. To handle emotions better, self-control is key. Techniques like deep breathing and meditation help calm the mind and reduce the impact of strong emotions. Deep breathing activates the body's natural stress reduction system, while meditation trains us to observe thoughts and feelings without reacting impulsively. With practice, managing emotions becomes easier and more natural. Besides helping with emotional control, meditation also lowers stress and improves overall well-being. When facing difficult situations, remember that you have the power to choose how you react. Instead of acting on impulse, pause for a moment and take a deep breath. Acknowledge your emotions, but don't let them take over. Over time, your ability to handle emotional challenges will grow stronger. Being in charge of your emotions is a sign of true freedom. Don't let circumstances or other people decide how you should feel. Lesson 10. The strength to overcome. Any obstacle challenges are part of the journey, and they are signs that you are growing. Every obstacle is an opportunity to learn and improve. Stoicism teaches that inside each of us is a deep inner strength, capable of overcoming any hardship. Science also confirms that people who face challenges build more resilience and mental toughness. The goal isn't to avoid failure, but to learn from it and keep moving forward. When you face a problem instead of running from it, your brain gets stronger and becomes better at handling future difficulties. Each challenge you overcome builds your confidence and proves that you're stronger than you think. Imagine someone who unexpectedly loses their job. At first, they may feel scared and uncertain, but instead of giving in to panic, they choose to take action, explore new opportunities, and adapt. In the end, this experience makes them more confident and better prepared for the future. What seemed like a crisis becomes a stepping stone for growth. The Stoics believe that suffering doesn't come from events themselves, but from how we interpret them. If you see a challenge as a problem, it will feel like a heavy burden. But if you see it as a lesson, it becomes a teacher. Difficulties are a natural part of life, and they are necessary to reveal our true potential. When faced with an obstacle, don't let fear or frustration take over. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" Every challenge you face makes your mind stronger. Strength doesn't come from comfort, it comes from struggle. Every time you tackle a problem with determination, you grow and prepare yourself for what's ahead. Whenever things feel tough, remind yourself, "I have the strength to overcome any challenge." Don't just say it as an empty phrase. Say it knowing that you faced hard times before and made it through. Life won't always be easy, but you can always be stronger than any difficulty. You are not defined by how many times you fall, but by how you get back up. It's in the hardest moments that people become truly unstoppable. Lesson 11. Everyone deserves happiness and success. Success isn't just for a lucky few. It's a reflection of how we see ourselves. There's no rule that says some people are born to succeed while others aren't. The only difference between those who reach their goals and those who don't is the belief they have in themselves. Science shows that people who believe they deserve the best tend to have more confidence, emotional well-being, and take actions that align with that mindset. If someone thinks they don't deserve success, they might unknowingly sabotage their own chances. But by reinforcing the belief that they do deserve happiness and fulfillment, their mind starts adjusting to this new perspective. Their decisions change, new opportunities appear, and soon, this way of thinking becomes their reality. Imagine someone who has spent their whole life hearing that they're not good enough. Over time, they might start believing it and settling for less than they deserve. But one day they decide to change. They start telling themselves, "I deserve to be happy and successful." At first, it might feel unnatural, but with time, their actions begin to reflect this new belief. They walk with more confidence, seek better opportunities, and stop accepting less than they should. Slowly, their life changes, because their mindset changed first. The Stoics taught that happiness and success don't come from external factors, but from our own actions and perspectives. It's not about luck. It's about preparation, persistence, and truly believing in your own worth. If someone doesn't believe they deserve something, they'll act accordingly, settle for less, and avoid taking risks. But when they accept that they are worthy of more, they start making choices that reflect that belief, creating a new reality for themselves. Don't wait for life to change on its own. Take control. You deserve the best, and you can reshape your reality through the choices you make every day. Every day, tell yourself, I deserve happiness and success, not as an empty statement, but as a real truth. You don't need anyone's approval to believe it. This right is already yours, but it only becomes real when you act like it. It's not enough to just say it. You have to live it. If you know you deserve happiness, stop repeating behaviors that hurt you. If you know you deserve success, stop postponing your plans and start taking action. Change happens when your actions match your beliefs. Don't wait for the world to give you permission to be happy or for someone else to recognize your worth. If you don't do it for yourself, no one else will. When you truly accept that you deserve the best, your life will transform. Not because destiny changed, but because you finally claimed what was always yours. Lesson 12. I am capable of great things. Your potential is already inside you, waiting to be developed. It doesn't depend on luck or your current situation. It depends on how you choose to see life. Everything you want is within reach if you have the courage to believe in yourself. Trusting in your abilities isn't arrogance. It's the foundation of growth. If you doubt yourself, you're already making things harder before you even start. But when you confidently say, I am capable of great things, you train your mind to act with more certainty. Science proves this. Studies show that our beliefs directly affect our brain. When we trust ourselves, we strengthen neural connections that help us act with determination. It's not magic, it's biology. If you constantly think, I can't do this, your brain reinforces that idea, making you feel more unsure. But if you keep telling yourself, I am capable, your brain adjusts, helping you make stronger and braver choices. At first, saying I am capable of great things might feel strange, but over time, it becomes second nature. You start walking with more confidence, speaking with more certainty, and making decisions you used to avoid. Small choices made with confidence bring you closer to your goals. The world doesn't have to change for this to happen. You just have to change how you see the world. The Stoics taught that we don't control what happens to us, but we do control how we respond. Your mind is your battlefield, and you have to train it. Repetition is key. Every day, look in the mirror and say out loud, I am capable of great things. At first, it may feel unnatural, but if you keep at it, it will become real. Then, start acting like someone who truly believes it. This doesn't mean the path will be easy or that success will come instantly. There will be obstacles, failures, and moments of doubt. But the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. The successful ones don't wait for the perfect moment. They just keep moving forward because they trust in their ability. Our mind is like a garden. If we plant doubt, we grow fear and limitations. But if we plant confidence and determination, we grow progress and achievement. Every day you choose which thoughts to nurture. That choice shapes your future. Your potential has no limits, but it will only be realized if you choose to believe in yourself. Number 13. I am grateful for what I have. Everything you need to be happy is already in your life. It's not in the future or waiting for you after you reach a goal. It's here right now. You just have to notice it. Gratitude doesn't mean settling for less. It means appreciating what you already have. If you can't be grateful for what's in your life today, you won't be when you have more. People who always focus on what's missing never feel truly satisfied. Science backs this up. Studies show that practicing gratitude daily improves mental health, lowers stress, and increases overall happiness. It's not just a quick way to feel good. It's a way to train your brain to focus on the positive. When you learn to see the good in your life, you build the strength to handle challenges. Think about someone who, even in tough times, takes a moment each day to be thankful. They don't do this because their life is perfect, but because they understand there's always something to appreciate. They feel grateful for their health, their friends, their opportunities, and even the lessons learned from hardships. This shifts their perspective. Instead of obsessing over what's missing, they see everything they already have, gaining more energy to keep moving forward. The Stoics understood that happiness doesn't come from what we own, but from how we see what we have. It's not about collecting more. It's about learning to value what's already there. One person can have very little and feel complete, while another can have everything and still feel empty. The difference isn't in what they own, it's in how they think. Someone who can be grateful even in difficult moments finds the strength to keep going. Every day, choose to see the good in your life. Gratitude changes the way you experience the world. Gratitude is powerful because it helps you see abundance where others only see lack. Make it a habit. Every day, take a moment to think of 3 good things in your life. You can write them down if you want. They don't have to be big. Maybe a friend who supported you, a small step forward, or simply having a place to call home. It's not about the size of what you're grateful for. It's about recognizing its value. The more you practice gratitude, the more you realize how much you already have. Don't wait for life to be perfect to feel grateful. Don't wait to have everything you want before appreciating what you already own. Gratitude doesn't come after success. It leads to it. When you learn to value what's in front of you, you start attracting even more good things. This isn't magic. It's a shift in mindset. You begin to notice opportunities instead of problems. You live with more energy and inspire others. Most importantly, you move forward with confidence. Be grateful today, no matter the situation, not because life is perfect, but because there's always something to appreciate. When gratitude becomes your way of seeing the world, everything starts to change. Lesson 14. Life is precious. Life is valuable because it has an end. If it lasted forever, it would lose its meaning. If we had unlimited time, there would be no urgency, no motivation to do anything meaningful. But since our time is limited, every moment becomes special. The Stoics understood this well. Instead of fearing death, they used it as a reminder to live with purpose. Memento mori. Remember that you will die. Not as a sad thought, but as motivation to appreciate every moment. Stop wasting time on things that don't matter, and not let fear hold us back. Science supports this idea. Studies show that when we reflect on our own mortality, we make better choices. We start focusing on what truly matters, our values, relationships, and purpose. When we realize time is short, we stop postponing life as if we'll live forever. Each day becomes a unique opportunity, and wasting it means losing something we can never get back. The awareness of death wakes us up, pulls us out of autopilot, and pushes us to act. When you live knowing that time is precious, your choices change. You stop worrying about things you can't control, quit wasting energy on small problems, and start valuing what truly matters. A deep conversation, a genuine smile, the sunrise, the feeling of the wind on your skin. These simple moments were always there, but you may have overlooked them. When you realize they won't last forever, you begin to appreciate them fully. Your stress decreases, your urgency fades, and life feels richer and more meaningful. The Stoics spoke about the art of living. It's not just about existing, it's about living well with intention, wisdom, and gratitude. It's about not being controlled by emotions, circumstances, or the past. It's about understanding that life owes us nothing, but we owe it our best. It's about living without unnecessary worry, but with awareness, treating each day as a unique gift. Life isn't just about work, responsibilities, and future plans. It's not about thinking, I'll be happy when I achieve this. It's happening right now, in a hot cup of coffee, in the laughter of someone you love, in the warmth of the sun on your skin. Happiness isn't waiting for you in another moment, in another success. It's already here. But to see it, you have to slow down, breathe, and pay attention. The Stoics taught us to let go of what we can't control and focus on what we can, and that includes how we choose to live. Every day we have a choice. To live with gratitude or with complaints, with awareness or distraction, with purpose or just going with the flow. That choice is always ours. When you understand that each day is a unique gift, life becomes so much more beautiful. Lesson 15. I attract good energy and opportunities. The way you think and approach life shapes what you attract. If you focus on what's missing or what went wrong, you'll keep drawing more of that into your life. But if you keep a positive mindset and choose to see the good in things, you'll start noticing more opportunities coming your way. This isn't magic, it's just how our mind works. The way we see the world shapes our reality. The Stoics understood this centuries ago. What happens to us isn't what matters most, it's how we interpret it. Changing your perspective changes your life. Science also proves that having a positive attitude makes a real difference. Studies show that optimism lowers stress, builds resilience, and improves overall well-being. When we train our minds to focus on the good, We start noticing opportunities that were always there but seemed invisible before. Not because they didn't exist, but because our minds weren't ready to see them. The energy we put out also affects how others perceive us. People who are confident and enthusiastic attract better relationships and more opportunities. Imagine you're having a casual conversation with no big expectations, but because you're open and in a good state of mind, the person you're talking to shares something valuable, maybe a job lead, an idea, or a useful connection. This doesn't happen by chance. It happens because your mindset made you receptive, ready to connect with the world around you. The Stoics taught that we can't control what happens, but we can always choose how we react. And you have two options. You can see each challenge as an obstacle or as a chance to grow. The way you choose to handle problems shapes your future. If you face difficulties with a positive attitude, you won't just feel better. You'll also project confidence, which draws the right people and opportunities toward you. The energy you send out into the world affects those around you, and in some way, it always comes back to you. The key is to train your mind to see the good in every situation. That doesn't mean pretending problems don't exist or living in denial. It means accepting challenges and choosing to handle them in the best way possible. Gratitude is a powerful tool. When you appreciate what you already have instead of focusing on what's missing, your perspective shifts. You start seeing possibilities where you once saw limits. What used to feel like a huge problem now looks like a lesson that makes you stronger. Life will never be perfect. There will always be difficulties, but having a positive mindset helps you face them with more clarity and confidence. Instead of complaining or feeling frustrated, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this experience to grow? When you do this, you take control of your own life. You stop waiting for opportunities. You start creating them. The way you approach each day determines how far you can go. Every morning brings a fresh chance to choose what kind of energy you want to put out into the world. If you choose negativity, everything will feel harder and more draining. But if you decide to stay positive, even in difficult times, you'll always find something valuable to take away from each experience. This is a habit that gets stronger over time. Start by practicing gratitude every day, face challenges with courage, and surround yourself with people who also want to grow. Little by little, you'll notice your energy shifting, the environment around you responding differently, and new opportunities coming your way. It all starts with how you choose to live. Before we wrap up, take a moment to make a commitment to yourself. Write down a phrase that motivates you, something like, "Today, I begin my journey to become better," or anything else that inspires you. This is your first step toward transformation. Remember, words have power, and simply writing this down is the beginning of a new mindset. Don't underestimate the impact of this small action. Today, you're stepping into a new chapter of your life. Do this now and take the first step toward your best self. I truly hope this message helped you. I want to congratulate you for making it this far and finishing the video. It shows that you're committed to growing as a person. If you enjoyed it, leave a comment. If you're not sure what to say, just type gratitude so I know you watched until the end. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Subscribe now and be part of our community. Stoicism is full of valuable lessons that can be applied to everyday life, and I encourage you to keep learning about this philosophy. I'm leaving 2 videos here with more Stoic reflections to help you on your journey. See you in the next video.